Hey, I'm Suzy, and I'm here for a little bit of hope. Yeah? Some practice essentials. Hope. In times of uncertainty, we look to the wisdom of the ages, and in particular, we look to the sutras, the threads that bind us, the fabric that knits us together as one. And the very first Yoga Sutra is the time for yoga is now. Word. Right? Can I get an amen on that? Like, now? Now? And the second sutra, the second thread, right? We're here now, practicing patience, practicing some sanity, right? Some hope. The second sutra is that piece, right? It's to calm the fluctuations of the mind. So this therapeutic series that we're diving into really is about hope and about using your home practice, using that yogic path, that thread, that very thin line maybe that we are walking right now between crazy and not so crazy, is our way through. It's our through line, yeah. And so looking at yoga as a therapeutic practice, as therapy, right? Virtual therapy right now. The main thing is breath, right? The resource, the abundant resource, the main thread that we all share together is that thread of breath, that anchor, that sense of give and take, that sense of abundance that we feel when we're filled up and engaged and present and in love with the moment and each other. And that exhale, that release, that surrender and emptiness that you may be feeling, right? It's waves. It comes in waves. The nervous system works in waves. Yeah, the sympathetic nervous system, where we're getting things done, and the parasympathetic, hard to say, so hard to say, yeah, because it does this. The parasympathetic nervous system, helping us to rest and digest and process everything that's going on. So yoga is really a coping mechanism, right? And in the therapeutic process or yoga, trauma-informed yoga, really, which is all yoga. Aren't we all informed by some trauma, right? And we don't need labels. We don't, but everybody's living, right? So we talk about chronic stress. Chronic stress is life in a way, right? There's a functional amount of stress that gets your ass up in the morning and out the door and doing your job and paying your bills. Not so much maybe right now if you're in quarantine and lockdown, but let's hope that maybe when you see this down the road, you're not. You're free. But you still have to function, right? And there's a system of the body that helps you to do that. And then there's a system of the body that helps all of your functions to downregulate, to heal, to have that dip, right? So we have these peaks, we have these valleys. We have these glorious moments and these deep, let's just call it an abyss, yes. But we surface, we keep coming back up. And so how do we do that? How do we live and walk upright? How do we not feel that overload, right? How can we be in a space of safety, in a space of resource, in a space of, at home in our own bodies, and at home in our purpose, really stepping into who we're meant to be, what we're meant to do, how we're meant to make a change, how we're meant to live in compassion and be with one another. Like, how do we do that? I'm hoping this is one way. But this sense of finding purpose, maybe when you are in a stress response, right? We're all, in one way or another, perhaps dealing with some perceived threat Yeah. So how do you step back into yourself? How do you get safe? How do you get into your root system and feel supported? How do you shift a sense of fear or a sense of hopelessness into gratitude and into service, right? Purpose. Right? That's our way through. That's how we cultivate resilience, is through regulating our responses, giving our body and our minds time to downregulate, to restore, and giving ourselves that chance to ground, to move inward. So we think about yoga, right? You might think, oh, I gotta bend over. I gotta, a down dog or an up dog, or any dog will do, really. But let's take it one dog at a time. And really just, if you could shift that channel in your head from yoga and having to be some active practice, but to just replace it with breath, right? And breathing. Are you doing yoga? Yeah, I'm breathing. Are you doing yoga? Yeah, I'm laughing. Are you doing yoga? Yeah, I'm crying. I'm snoring. Like, all of this absolutely counts, right? It's how do we use that thread of the breath to change our mood? How do we use the breath to affect the brain, to affect the adrenal overload, the cortisol level, all these stress hormones that are just working overtime right now? They are actively employed, right? How do we change that? How do we shift that? And it's through just the breath. It's so simple, but we make it harder than it has to be. What's the shape the breath is taking? What's the rhythm the breath is taking? Is it jittery? Is it sharp? Is it sluggish? Probably right now. Or is it smooth? Is it flowing with that tide? Yeah. Is it moving into the far corners of your body, into those stagnant banks of, is that river flowing and overflowing? And can we tap into that abundant resource? Tap into the resource of the breath to stimulate your immune system, right? To help you to sleep better, to help you to make more conscious choices, to eat better. I said it. I know it's hard to believe I even said it out loud. I didn't believe it when I said it out loud to myself, because that's my challenge. I love me some chocolate. Because it is an antidepressant. That's why. What? Yeah, but so is yoga. So I'm trying to make these choices. So we think about coping, right? And cope is actually, and shout out to Kira Haglund, who gave me this, and in her yoga, trauma-informed yoga training, really is this concept of cope. And it really is how we deal with this perceived threat, how we deal with the loops, right? The story, that narrative that pulls you into anxiety, into the future, and out of your present moment, out of your body, right? So cope, we center, right? How do we do that? Feel that you're grounded. Lie down, yeah. Face plant, like whatever you gotta do, shut her down, but get a sense of the earth beneath you, right? Everything's going on out there, but what's going on in here? How do I start to tap into my breath? And it's as simple as just saying, I am breathing in, I am breathing out. But then you gotta believe it, right? and you gotta start to feel it. I am centered, I am grounded. I am breathing in, I am breathing out. I am at peace, right? So that's the C, right? That's the cope. The O is oriented, like feeling oriented in the space. And sometimes that's taking the hands to the body, and the hand on the belly, hand on the heart, orienting yourself by looking around the room, which is kind of a nice way to even scan and track, right? We're animals. We gotta see. We got these eyes right here, right? So we want to send the feelers out, the antenna of the whole body. This awareness, right? Can I sense what's going on behind me? Can I orient myself to this space? and take in how the light comes through the window, where the light gently touches, the reflection, the rebound, the flash, the shimmer. Can I see other people in the space with me? Can I see through a new perspective, right? That's why we might invert or put our head down and look up and really just get a sense, if you're on your belly, that you're looking up and pulling through and just orienting yourself to this space. Like, I'm here now, I'm safe now. Another good tool is to even just, washing our hands, right? But we can wash our energy as well. And like, oh, okay, all right. My head is attached, right? I can physically just sort of check in. It's part of even the tapping process, right? Where we'll get into, but just that sense of like, okay, I feel my heart in my chest. I can feel my ribs expanding like wings. I can feel that hug of the exhalation. I can physically touch my belly. Oh gosh, I really can. And I'm gonna rub it and just make peace with it, right? But I can feel that I drop my breath down into the abdomen, low and deep into the belly. I can feel I am breathing in. I am breathing out. All is well. I am here now, right? And it's that deep belly breathing. We want to move the breath out of the neck and the shoulders, out of the chest and any constriction, low and deep into the roots, low and deep into the roots of expansion. So you can feel your breath spreading out, this grounded energy expanding, right? You start to lay a foundation for grounding, for centering, orienting. Okay, and then even looking at the hands and just seeing, like, when you're in that overwhelm, when you look at the news or you try to homeschool, or it's school now. We're schooling, okay? And in the school, all you gotta do is look into your hands and go, I'm here. I am here right now. I am safe. Like, just really touching and feeling a sense of I'm in my body, right? And everything's okay. And then as you look into your hands, you bring the palms together and you come to this gesture of gratitude. I am grateful, right? I am here. I am grateful. And it's gratitude that gets us through, right? It's gratitude that teaches you resilience. It's gratitude that helps you to root down into your blessings and then rise up and give generously of yourself and give to yourself generously. Oh, there was a hug. Oh, a much needed hug. That's another way. Like, oh, okay, I'm okay. I'm okay. We're gonna be okay, right? Orienting. Another really, one of my favorite ways is to tap into your heartbeat, right? To just, you can use your middle three fingers, and not your middle finger, that's a very different gesture, but and it's an important gesture too, because we all have to vent, right? We want to keep pushing the stress down, yeah? We don't want to keep freezing in the energy of it and get stuck and stagnant. Like, let it out. What are we gonna do? So one way to get a sense of your narrative, your real true story, is take your three middle fingers and I think I'm alive. Oh, I found it. Okay. Feel your heartbeat. Just feel the story of your heart. And you can close your eyes. These are just simple practices you could do for, looking at your hands for 5 minutes and listening for that story, what's underneath, for the rhythm of your heart, for that sense of the ocean within your heart, pushing through the rivers, all the channels, the body breathing, the blood flowing, the marrow itself, your bones breathing, flowing. And there's a softness. And as you feel your way into the story of your heart, you calm down, right? We center, we orient, We cope. C-O-P. Presence. Yeah? I am centered. I am oriented. I am present. And how, it's such a fancy word, present. Oh, it's a gift, you know? Like, yeah, the gift of the moment. But how do you stay present? This listening to the heart, this sense of looking into the lifeline of your palms, right? Cultivating gratitude, be present with your blessings, journaling, writing down that list at the beginning of the day, 3 things you're grateful for, that list at the end of the day, 3 things you're grateful for, right? Simple, but profound. How do I stay present? I might chant, I might swear, no, I might just listen to my breath. Counting the breath rhythm is a really easy way to stay present and to stay out of your story, but just simple, right? If it's a mantra, peace. Peace on the inhale, peace on the exhale. Calling in energy, sending energy out, right? Having a sense of counting the breath, a really simple way to help downregulate your nervous system is breathing in and out through the nose, and breathing in for 4 and out for 8. Right? Whatever your breath rhythm is, maybe for you breathe, it's a day. So maybe you're breathing in only 3 counts. See if you can extend your exhale. Just extend it. Just extend what you're opening up to. Extend what you're willing to let go of, to release. Simple way of kind of working with that presence and is come here, right? Making a fist. And then simply, so you inhale and you activate and energize and feel maybe everything you're feeling, get all the feels. Right? All the feels. And then as you exhale, you just loosen your grip. That's it. Wow. Oh, so much better. Right? And it starts with the hands. And maybe it moves into the mind, that mental grip. You gotta have a grip. Get a grip. Right? And then, can you let it all unravel? Be unraveled for a moment. You have to hold it all together all the time. Right? It's exhausting. Chronic stress is holding it all together all the time. So, can you loosen your grip? Can you release what you're clinging to? Can you trust that gratitude will hold you together? That thread of breath will guide you and will steer you home to yourself. And you don't have to hold the weight of the world, right? So we center, we orient, we are present. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. I am here now, I am centered, I am grounded, I'm awake. I may be way too woke at this point, but I'm awake to the moment. I'm grateful. That's presence. When you're truly present, you're in that space of gratitude. You're in love with the moment. You are in awareness of your gifts, right? You are just in awareness of love. All I see is love. So, you're centered, you're oriented, you are present, and then you're embodied, right? What does that mean, right? So, this sense of being in the experience of a human form. What is the shape your breath is taking? Where do you feel tension in the body? And can you approach this not so much under the discipline and the framework or the school of thought of asana or the poses? Like, you don't have to do a handstand or stand on your head to be embodied. Quite the contrary. Like, can you sit still? Can you just sit with what is? That's what's being asked of us right now in particular at this point in time, is to be with what is, to slow down and sit with what is, what's coming up, what's coming at you, what's coming around and right in your face. Can you sit with what is true? And maybe when you really sit and you embody that, and you feel where it lives inside, and is it rooted in the hips a little bit more today? Is it like pounding on your head? Is it in your jaw? Do you feel it in the collapse of your heart? Do you feel it in the sluggishness of your center? Yeah, and this sense of embodiment is purpose, really, and feeling that your whole being, body, mind, spirit, has a sense of this moment and your path, right? Your path of service. And it doesn't mean you have to go volunteer. You might not be able to go anywhere, right? But you can be of service by holding space, right? Holding space at home, holding mental space for others in your life, writing a letter to someone, telling people how you feel, get on the phone, get on the FaceTime, and all the other like amazing outlets that we do have. Like, how can I be of service? How can I be of use? How can every breath be of use? And maybe it is grander, and maybe you do get out, up and out somehow and volunteer in some way, or you just deliver food to a friend, or you go online and donate to first responders. Like, there is so much you could do. We're really not helpless. We have a lot we can do to help ourselves through the path, the physical path of asana. Yes, that discipline is important for building resilience within ourselves, right? Feeling steady and strong, feeling our way into our hands, into our feet, into a sense of moving the body. You have to move the body. You have to pump the immune system. It doesn't have a natural pump. Like, we have to move. Oh, that's a terrible yoga medicine to swallow, right? But we have to move our bodies, and it doesn't mean you have to jump up and down. It doesn't mean you have to go for a run. It can be as simple as like shifting, circling, right? Energizing. Take out this guy, right? Hugging, right? Contracting, releasing, opening up, grounding, but moving your system so that there is no stagnation. There's not some heavy grip. There's actually not a lockdown internally, right? It's a moving inward. That's the path, right? It's inward, and we drop into our center so that we can move out with a sense of grace, right? We center, we orient, right? We're present, we're embodied, we're in the moment, we're feeling what we have to feel. And that's a big part of therapeutic yoga. Let's just call it yoga. That's a big part of breathing, is that we feel it. The good, the bad, the ugly, we feel it. And if we can feel it, we can process it. We don't have to label it. We don't have to unpack it and live there, but we can be with it. We can hold it gently, and then we can send it off with love, whatever it is. And maybe that energy can take a new form, right? And a new path, a new channel, and be of use to you in some way, or open up the space so that you can understand and get clear on how you want to be in your body, in this moment, in relationship, not just to yourself, but in relationship to the whole, right? That's how we cope. Yoga is your resource, right? Yoga is what is going to help you to rebound, to feel resilient, and to help you regulate what is going on around you, right? Take it in with the breath, send it off, redirecting with the breath, and continue to shape and reshape, right? To take the energy and kind of redirect it so that you can redirect all that fear and helplessness and frustration, anxiety, whatever is going on. Like, take that and breathe it through, right? Send it off now as gratitude, as love, as kindness and compassion. That's how we walk that thread together. That's how we share this path, and that's how we heal. Namaste.